Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. Guys, today I'm going to be planting some mustard greens. They are the Southern Giant curled mustard greens. And I got the seeds from Co-op, the Davidson County Co-op. And again, I've opened the bag from the bottom. But you can see here, it's the Southern Giant curled mustards. And this is a 1/4 pound bag. And I have placed seeds in this little container here. And I've had to add soil to this raised bed because it was getting really low. So I added some compost and manure soil that I picked up from Lowe's. It's a $2 and something a bag. And I think I might have added about 4 bags in here, plus 1 bag of the cow manure, the black cow that they have on hand. Later in the year, I'll be adding chicken manure. I do have some chicken manure at this present time, but it has not aged to where I can use it just yet. So I invested in a bag of the black cow. What I have done is, after I added the soil to this raised bed, I went on and tapped it down because if I did not do that, then when you drop the seeds are very tiny, so they don't need to be planted very deep. So if I didn't tamp the soil down, then when you water or when it rains, it would push the seed further down into the soil, in which you may not get germination. So I tapped it down, and then I went on and I took my 6-foot stake. And this is a stake that you find in the lumber department at Lowe's. And I'm using it to stake my tomatoes when I plant them. But they they are very good for staking tomatoes as well. So I'm not sure of the purpose of them being in the building materials department, but it certainly works well for my purpose in the garden for staking tomatoes. But what I did with my stick here is I went on and I just made a row in the raised bed, and I think I've counted about 7 rows. And because mustard greens can be planted very closely, even if they are in a traditional in-ground bed, they can be planted even closer in a raised bed. And so I have created 7 rows in which I will be dropping seeds. And basically, guys, what I'm going to do is simply, and I apologize for my shadow, just drop them like that in each of the rows that I have created. And I don't worry too much about thinning because I harvest regularly enough for the market garden that I don't need to worry about thinning. These grew beautifully last year, and I know I have a whole pound bag somewhere of these same mustard greens, but where I put them, I cannot tell you at this time. I'm always losing stuff. And as I've stated, they don't need to be planted very deep. In fact, I'm not even going to really cover this over. I may just tap the soil down just a little further. Now I'm working on row 4. So I'm going to go on and finish this up, guys, and come back with you after I have placed all the seeds in the raised bed. Okay, so I have all the seeds placed in, and I'm just going to go around each row and just tap it down Just like that. We're expecting rain sometime this evening, so I'm not going to worry about coming out trying to water. And I'm just going to do this for the entire bed. Okay guys, that is done. And I didn't even put a dent in the seeds. You see how it goes such a long way because the seeds are just so tiny. But while I have you here in the market garden, I noticed that my potatoes that I planted have come up. As you see here. Nothing in this one yet. This one. Let me pull this weed out of here. Yeah, it's starting to sprout. This one as well. And as far as my onions, some of them have started sprouting. And these are the bulbs that I planted. The Swiss chard that I sowed by seed is coming up slowly but surely. This is a weed. But they are coming up. Wish they would hurry up, but they're coming. Over here is my kale. And I can't wait to plant some marigolds in between there. I think I'm going to wait one more week. I did make a purchase of some marigolds from Lowe's the other day, even though I have marigold seeds, but they were so pretty. I was just tempted to purchase a couple of them. But these are my turnips, the purple top turnips, and they're coming up nicely. Over here I have my broccoli and a few cabbage plants that did not fit in my cabbage bed over here. This is my cabbage. This is spearmint. This is an herb bed over here. And I'm going to add some more things to it. And these are my collards in this bed. And guys, I have a harvest to do today. Would you look at this asparagus? We had rain just the other night. And when I looked at the asparagus before it rained, I said, oh, I'll probably be able to harvest in another week or so. And then after the rain, guys, this is what I've seen. And some of these are quite thick. So I'm gonna get a knife and take some cuttings of this asparagus because this is the first year. This is year 3 that I'm able to harvest from my asparagus. Over here to the other side, this is the bed where I grew collards last year, and also it remained over winter as well. But they have been pulled up and thrown back in here. But as you can see, the level of the soil really dropped tremendously from when I first placed my soil. So you will continuously be filling your beds back up either with your compost, or if you don't have compost on hand, you'll need to refresh the soil with a bag or two, maybe more, depending on the size of your beds, of some garden soil, raised bed soil, what have you. But this bed will be used this year to plant my corn, and this bed will be used for my peppers. I also have a rose in this bed. This is the David Austin rose, and I have garlic. And I have found that garlic is such a great companion plant for your roses, because typically I have been very unsuccessful at growing roses without it having some type of disease. But by placing the garlic around my roses, I have not had that problem last year. So this is something that I will continue to do going forward. Okay guys, just wanted to scratch something else off of my to-do list, and that was to go on and plant my mustards. And of course, if it was to get cold again, or if the temperatures were to drop, they still would do fine because they are a cool season vegetable. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future videos. God bless, guys. Bye-bye.